The royal barge PG Mon was the largest among the barges of Myanmar kings. It was a double-hulled barge, which was made up of two barges joined by a platform. Gilding covered it from the waterline to the top of the spire, as befits the king's principal barge. The barge has a sizable palace structure on it with a multi-tiered spire, indicating that it is the king's. The twin figureheads of the barge were the mythical serpent Naga. Two standing statues of Lord Indra, pouring lustral water from conch shells, and a large image of the mythical Garuda bird spreading its wings were placed behind each figurehead. Carved in low relief on each side of the barge were small figures of 50 kings in the posture of reverence, symbolizing 100 tributary rulers paying obeisance to the King of Myanmar. This picture shows the barge moored on the Irrawaddy River at the royal city of Mandalay in 1888, 3 years after the last king of Myanmar was exiled. Naga figureheads, statues of Lord Indra, and Garuda birds adorned with gilt and glass mosaics could still be seen. The majority of the carvings and gilding on the barge were still in place. The barge was still moored at the same place in 1895, although practically all of its ornamentation had been lost. In ancient Myanmar, kings, courtiers, and senior officials rode in gilded barges during grand processions and water celebrations. Small barges and boats towed state barges. John Crawford, a British envoy to the Myanmar court in 1826, recorded the closing ceremony of a water celebration he witnessed, as follows. The king's barge was extremely splendid, every part of it was richly gilt, and a spire of at least 30 feet high, resembling in miniature that of the palace, rose in the middle. Near the king's barge were a number of gold boats, and the side of the river in this quarter was lined with those of the nobility, decked with gay banners, each having its own little band of music, and some dancers exhibiting occasionally on their benches. A little before sunset, the king and queen, with their infant daughter, and the heir apparent, stepped into their state boats, surrounded by a number of gilt war boats, upon the signal of 3 cannon being discharged. They were accompanied by between 50 and 60 boats of the principal nobility. The procession rode up the river and back again in a circle 3 times, when the king and queen returned to their barge, and 3 discharges of cannon proclaimed that the festival was concluded. The setting sun shone brilliantly upon a profusion of barbaric gold, and the pageant was altogether the most splendid and imposing. Unquote. The following section presents lively music and a song, written by a senior court official in the early 19th century for water celebrations at the court, performed by a Myanmar traditional music ensemble, made up of drums, gongs, cymbals, and wind instruments.
Say,